I start here with zero guard on the Oster Model 10. Starting with lines in the back just to make steps and start the fade. Move up a little bit higher with a 1 guard. Trying to make a straight line across just to get ready to start tapering this back part. A little bit higher with a 1.5 guard all the way across. That straight line is important to make the fade even in the back. A little bit higher with the 2 guard here. Just trying to go across the back and get it straight. And then I open up the 1 guard on the Oster fast feed and start fading the back part. Alright, so I'm going with the grain here on the Model 10 2 guard. It seems to be easier for me cut my own hair to go with the grain sometimes. And then go a little bit lower with the 1.5 guard with the grain still. Now the 1 guard, just going lower each time to try to smooth some of those lines out. And back to down to the 0A. Just smoothing it out, going with the grain. Again, it's a little bit easier for me to go with the grain sometimes. And I switch to the Andis T outliner here to line up the back part. Some people like to line up the back part first. Sometimes I do it that way too, but it seems to be easier for me to see what the fade is going to look like with the back lined up. Switch to the Oster fast feed with an open 1 guard just to fade out any of those hard lines. Combing in between or brushing, really anything just to lay the hair down. The fast feeds are pretty good for fading. I like to use those to fade with and use the Model 10 to get the lines. I'm going with the open 1 here, closing that up and softening out any more lines here. Switch to the Andis T outliner to get the sides. Just making some lines here and making some steps. So I switched to the Oster fast feeds to fade here, to close 0. And I start making steps. Open it up. 0 here. I like the fast feeds for fading. I use the closed 16th to fade out these lines here. And switch to the 2 guard and start going into the longer hair and fading it out a little more to get a good taper. Sometimes go with the grain here too. Some people have the earpiece guard. I just use the 2. I open it up, going around the ear here, if I'm going with the grain. I try not to go too high into the hair when I'm fading. Back to the open 1 to knock out any of these lines and get a little bit better of a fade. And then start doing the edge up with the Andis T outliner. Back to the Oster fast feed. Doing a little more fading after I got my lines crisp looking. And then I use the open 2 just to cut off any of the long hairs. I'm in between wolfing right now, so I'm not trying to cut too much off, but sometimes some of those long hairs just get in the way. I'll usually do a close 2. I use water on my hair here just to lay it down and get the line up on the front right. Sometimes, I mean, if y'all know, if you line up your hair sometimes before you lay it down all the way, then it won't be all the way even. So I use water to lay it down first. Start in the middle and work your way out when you're doing the lineup. It takes me about an hour to cut my hair, but this is just a condensed version of it. Alright, that's it. This is my first video. If you like it, go ahead and subscribe. I'll be posting more, but just wanted to show y'all how the steps that I take to cut my own hair.